Rolling on in Season 16, it's Race 5 of the Slide Job Racing League as we get ready to do battle at Kansas Speedway tonight. The stars of the Slide Job Racing League look to do battle. It's the SJRL 130 tonight. We're ready to go racing from this recently built Speedway, I guess is the best way to put it. Only 25 years old this year, built in 2001 here in the state of Kansas in the Midwest. We're excited to have you here tonight. Fifth race of the season, really kind of getting into the groove of things here. Dawson Allen on the call with a special guest joining me tonight, that being the one, the only, the incomparable Ben Smith joining me in the booth. Ben, it's your first call here tonight for the Slide Job Racing in quite some time. What are you expecting to see at a track like Kansas for these drivers tonight?
I'm expecting some pretty good action tonight, Dawson. I think a lot of this race, just like as we've seen last couple times I've called up with you for Kansas, it's going to come down to who can manage their tires the best and also handle.
Yeah, absolutely, and it comes down to just putting yourself in the right position to try and get a good finish. And also, too, limiting mistakes. Last season we ran here at Kansas, there was a different rule in place that we're not going to see tonight. We saw half the top 10 take themselves out of the top 10 by jumping below the white line on the restart. That rule's gone, so we don't have to worry about that this year, but I know that shifted the results last season. Jaden Porter was well on his way to winning the race, and instead went to Yusuf Ghali in the number 54 machine, who himself is having a pretty fantastic start to this season, all things considered. 2 wins thus far, including last week's race at Richmond. He is looking to keep this season rolling here in that number 54 car.
Yeah, looking to see what he can do here today. This would definitely be a good place to keep the momentum rolling. And like you said, if he can limit the mistakes today, as well as take care of his tires, he could have himself another solid finish.
Got about a minute 17 left. Ghali is currently 9th fastest on the speed charts. Gavin Austin once again fastest in practice. Diego Acuna is 2nd, and Ben Baffert, Brett Bennett, Michael Sturgill are your top 5 fastest cars on the racetrack right now. We got some more cars out just turning laps, seeing how they fare. As we get ready to roll into qualifying here. Watching Bryson Byrd on the racetrack right now. Bryson had a really close dance with winning the race last week. He wound up finishing 7th through all of that. He had a very good shot at the end. Just really came down to strategy that didn't work in his favor. But hey, Bryson Byrd was right there at the end when it mattered most. But it was Yusuf Ghali, again mentioned, took home the checkered flag. Baffert, the most dominant car of that race. He's looking to see if he can snag his first win in quite a bit in that 23 machine. Currently 3rd fastest on the speed charts. We'll see if tonight can be the night he breaks back through and takes home another checkered flag.
Looking through this practice speed chart here, Dawson, top 3 are pretty tight with one another, only separated by 0.05 of a second.
Yeah, it's really close up there at the top of the speed charts, but we'll see how that all pans out in qualifying. It's Gavin Austin, Diego Acuna, Ben Baffert, Brett Bennett, Michael Sturgill. That's your top 5 as we get ready to go into qualifying here. Of course, this track located Kansas City, Kansas. One of the worst cities sports-wise, I would say, but, you know, hey, no slack, don't worry. So
is that an embittered Raiders fan I'm hearing talk?
Hey, maybe a little bit. Don't worry about it. So qualifying underway. Zach Probst making his way onto the racetrack in the number 62 machine now.
Zach Probst looking to get some redemption from last week, finishing 27th. Second to last week.
He had a decent run going at a point in that race, and then wheels really just fell completely off for that 62 car, and he's looking to see if he can kind of fight that curse that's kind of plagued him for a while since he's gotten back to racing here on BRN. He has just had so many races just kind of fall apart. Things that were going his way just completely collapsed, and it's not been really any fault of his own. Last week he was involved in an incident with, I think it was Dylan Parker and Michael Kruger. Those two got into each other, and Zach was just the unfortunate bystander through all of that. See if Zach can come back to Kansas and see if he can right some wrongs. And of course, he's still chasing his first career win in the Slide Job Racing League. Tonight could be the night the 62 finds victory lane. We'll have to see in due time. Right now, he is second fastest under Brett Bennett. Now, Joaquin Stewart goes fastest in the 79 machine as more drivers will start posting lap times, and we'll see if maybe it's going to be first or second lap speeds going to be the deciding factor of qualifying. But Ben, qualifying, of course, is very important for the pit stall selection, but also just in case of having to not fight through this pack. What is it like, having to watch, the rest of the field go out and qualify, trying to find out where you're going to line up and where you're going to be compared to the rest of this field?
It's so important because track position is so key on these intermediate tracks. And we saw there Zach Prost actually got faster in his second lap. Like, besides pit selection and being able to get off the pits at a shorter distance, you can be ahead of the chaos, and there will be chaos. Then you can put yourself in a position to have a good day.
Yusuf Ghali all the way up against the wall there in 1 and 2 on his first timed lap. You see Joaquin Stewart went fastest at 30.801. Best Zach Probst lap time. Bryson Bird, Enrique Hugelon, Brett Bennett, the current top 5. We'll see what Ghali can put down on his second lap. I'd be shocked if his first lap even attempted to count because of getting into the wall there in 1 and 2. He's getting really close to it here in the 54. If he makes contact with it, that's going to invalidate this lap. But he's got it all wound up there on the top side. He is ripping the wall as close as you can without getting into it.
He's taking the Kyle Larson approach to racing here in the intermediate. And besides his Richmond win, he finished third in the last intermediate race at Auto Club.
Ghali's attempt to get a good lap time. He goes 10th fastest, 31.025 for the 54. Two-time winner this season. He has 3 finishes on the podium. He's looking to see if he can take home another checkered flag here tonight. The track he won at last season. Gavin Austin is your current pole sitter. So we go back to Diego Acuna in the number 40 machine, looking to see if he can follow up that practice speed with qualifying speed with 1:30 to go in qualifying. For all those drivers that have not gone out and started a lap time, they're likely not going to get a lap time in. Acuna might be the last one to set a lap time in this qualifying effort. I think Dylan Parker said his second lap time is going to be good to go to 5th fastest for the 3 machine. Jason LaForte looking for his second lap as well, as we see Acuna starting his first timed lap. LaForte improves his time up to a 9.40. He bumps Bennett down to 10th. And now we watch the last car on track, Diego Acuna. He is going to try to qualify that number 40 Pokemon Chevy out here into this.
I take that paint scheme.
It's a great paint scheme.
As a 90s kid, I dig that. As a 90s kid, it brings back so many memories.
Of course, Pokemon celebrating a 30th anniversary this season, so Acuna driving a 30th anniversary Pokemon scheme. Pretty cool to see out there. But the 40 car first lap is going to be 19th fastest, but of course the second lap is where the speed has been for all these drivers. Oh no! Hits the bottom lane into the outside wall. Thankfully that car will be repaired when we go racing, but it's going to be 19th fastest for the 40 machine. He is not going to get a second lap down.
Shouldn't stop him too badly. I mean, at Richmond, he started shotgun in the field in 27th and still managed to finish 9th in that one.
We'll see how it all pans out tonight. But the checker flag will fall in qualifying. The field is set and ready to go racing here at Kansas Speedway. Give us just a moment, get the field ready to grid, and we'll go through your starting lineup for tonight's running of the SJRL 130 here at Kansas. Let's get down to it. Starting on your pole position tonight, it is the number 6 of Gavin Austin, backing up the practice speed with qualifying speed. Joaquin Stewart in the 79 to his outside. You got Zach Probst and Michael Sturgill together in row number 2. Row 3 sees the 3 of Dylan Parker and the 23 of Ben Bafford, looking to avenge last week's runner-up finish. You got Bryson Bird in 7 with Enrique Cucolon to his outside 2 Circumference Ultimate Motorsports drivers. Then Jason LaForte qualifying 9th tonight with Brett Bennett starting outside of row number 5.
Looking over at row 6, we have Michael Kruger starting in the inside. Followed by on the outside, you have the number 54 of Yusuf Ghali, looking to see if he can continue his momentum today. Followed by in row 7, you have Derek Newsom in the starting the inside, and Jeffrey Armistead in the 14. Row 8, you have the 72 of Alan Hunt on the inside, and then to his outside, running that SVG number 97, Sam Ballard Jr. And then when you get down to row number 9, we have the 12 of Matthew Chastain, and then on to his outside, you have the number 20. They have the number 28 of Smith, no relation. Brian C. Smith, excuse me, no relation. And in row 10, you have the number 40 of Diego Cunha, who we were just talking about at the end of practice, at the end of qualifying. And then you have the 03 of Christian Delgado to his outside.
21st starting place tonight goes to Owen Jabinski in the 27 car with Tyler Watermullen starting outside him. Row 12, it's the 59 of Blaine Sparling and the 83 of Jared Wilson. William Martin and Matt Steiner will line up together in row 13, and rounding out your field of 28 cars, the 66 of Tanner Bykowski and the 33 of Robert Lukens to give us 28 cars ready to go racing for 130 laps here at Kansas Speedway for about 199 miles, give or take a mile or two. Yusuf Ghali mentioned the defending race winner, 2 wins in the first 4 races this season. He won the season over Daytona. He picked up a podium finish at Auto Club and the win last week at Richmond. Can he continue this momentum and pick up win number 3 on this very early season? About a 43 to 47 lap fuel window today. Partly cloudy skies. The track tip is a nice 106 degrees for this field to navigate here tonight. So as they make their way down the backstretch behind the base car, getting ready to go racing, you see the field filing off of pit lane and on to the backstretch here. 17 to 20 degrees is the banking at Kansas Speedway. Nothing too steep, nothing too crazy, but the thing that's great about it, multi-lane racing is possible. You can make a bottom or a top lane work. You can make moves around the track, and I expect to see some of that same here tonight as the field makes their way through turn number 4. It's decided the closest finish in NASCAR history. We'll see if we can have something exciting like that play out tonight in the Slide Job Racing League. The close finish in league history, Homestead Miami in season 9. But Gavin Austin, Joaquin Stewart together on the front row, green flag flies, racing at Kansas. Gavin Austin holds the point on lap number 1. Got Joaquin Stewart, Zach Probst right there, 2nd and 3rd. Lots of battling throughout the field. Everybody kind of shifting up to the higher side, trying to make moves from the top if they can. Dylan Parker right here in the background, but I think the one that jumped way high. Oh, car around in the background, Diego Cunha. Towards the inside wall, he points it around.
He got loose off 2 in qualifying, too.
If that was loose or if that was a matter of getting tagged. We'll try to get a BRN replay, quick look at it and see. See, car up ahead, Derek Newsom was in the wall in the outside lane. He drifts up the track, into Brian C. Smith, and then down the apron. He's able to keep it off the wall, but
I think he just kind of lost the nose on it off exit.
It looked like he just kind of drifted up the corner. And then on the quarter exit, bounced it off the 28. So nothing too crazy, not a lot of damage, but especially not bouncing off the wall. That was the big one, was keeping it off that outside wall.
All things considered, though, great save.
Oh, absolutely. So Gavin Austin is your race leader. He looks to hold off Joaquin Stewart, who's getting chased in that 79 machine on the back bumper. Now Dylan Parker trying to make a move. To the outside he goes in the 79 for 2nd.
Loving that throwback style AC Delco scheme. Dale Jr. won with a car looking like that, and for the Busch Series title, 98 and 99.
Kevin Harvick, I believe, also drove a similar scheme to that one, but the battle for the lead is up ahead. The Corona Extra machine of Joaquin Stewart looking for the top spot.
Interesting to see here. Which line is going to be the more preferred line? Is it going to be the bottom line, or is that exit you get on the top line going to be what wins the day?
Well, I think we're going to have to see as the race goes on. Right now, it's definitely the bottom lane. That's where you're seeing the passes being made. You see The 3 of Dylan Parker sliding up in front of Gavin Austin for second place. Austin Stewart taking fast the lead there as well. The inside is where you want to be, and you can see now Ben Bafford trying to set his sights on that 6 machine to the inside. He goes as well.
Oh, got real tight there. All over the back bumper of the 6.
To the nose. Keep that car starting and keep rolling here in 4th place. Behind him, Bryson Bird in the number 53 machine. He's already picked up a couple spots as well. He started his race in 7th place up to 5th. Our biggest mover thus far in the very early goings of this race, I would say. Looks like it's going to be the driver of the number 97, Sam Fowler Jr. Only 4 spots in this race. Fowler trying to make some forward progress, up 4 spots already, up in 12th place, ahead of Enrique Nicolon in 22. Got Yusuf Ghali just up ahead, last week's winner, mentioned him, a defending race winner this track. He can go back to back. He's chasing Brett Bennett, the winless wonder, in the 06.
Yep. We're still waiting for that curse to be broken.
Tonight could be the night. I don't think it will be the night, but it could be the night. Brett Bennett very good at Kansas. I think tonight he's got a shot at it as long as he's running at the end. But I'm not going to put pen to paper and say that he absolutely won't get it. But battle on for second. Gavin Austin getting back by Dylan Parker. He slides back by the inside lane. He'll try to slide up the corner. Here's Dylan. Going to try to cross him over down the backstretch.
Great move there for a crossover. Dylan Parker's been knocking on the... Has a pole this season. Hasn't won yet this season, but he's been knocking on the door a few times.
And Dylan's the kind of driver you can never count out on winning a race. That 3 machine is always so fast. The winningest driver all time, I think, in Slide Job Racing League history. In that number 3 machine, he has got a grand total of 35 wins to his name. So don't count him out for a win. But look at he's making the topside work. You talked about how the topside had come in. Bryson Bird from 5th to 3rd, and now he cuts to the inside of Gavin Austin looking for 2nd.
Boy, he was coming with a full head of steam off to there.
Baffert got on the door of Dylan Parker. He gets around the outside lane, trying to clear for 4th place. He can't quite get all the way there as Bryson going way back up to the outside wall. He'll catch the wall that time. Slow the momentum a bit down, and they'll check it on top of 3 wide there for a second. This car's going inside. Michael Sturgill and Dylan Parker now. Jace LaForte taking advantage in the 92 machine. He gets up in 6th place as Bird went from 5th to 3rd, now 7th.
He's changing positions faster than the stock market out there.
I'd like to be able to have a little graph of where drivers are running per lap, because, man, that would be fun to have a little graphic display of up and down, especially in a case like that where Bryson's able to go back and forth so quickly. Oh, the 92 got loose! Contact with Bird!
He got touched there.
Bird saves it, drops
what
back
a
down
save
to
by
9th.
Bird.
As LaForte
Can
now...
we also put that with a... Can we also sync that with a heart rate monitor?
Oh, there goes Dylan Parker through the grass! Contact with Jace LaForte. He's going to go lawn mowing. Can he hang on to it? He does.
What a save.
Going to quickly bump back to
Folks,
that
I know
one.
we were talking... Folks, I know a lot of people were talking about the amount of saves Raja Caruth made during the Atlanta O'Reilly Auto Parts race. You're seeing some similar saves here. Oh, and he almost got taken out there again.
That was a replay there. What happened? LaForte got up into the 3 car, and he came back down to 41 of Michael Kruger was right there. Ended up getting him into the grass. Saved it, though. Kept it straight, and he keeps his car working. For now, he'll be able to regroup and regather when cautions come out. If cautions come out, or at least stops coming up when they do pit. The battle for the lead back underway. Gavin Austin to the inside of Joaquin Stewart for the point as they head down into turn 3. Baffert now finds himself in 3rd with Michael Sturgill and his back bumper. Jace LaForte is in 5th. Austin trying to get up in front of the 79 car. Tight racing off of turn 4.
If the 79 can get a bit of... It looks like he's getting a little bit of a run down the straightaway. But it seems to... Then it equalizes with Austin.
Running on board with the 79 car. Joaquin Stewart as he tries to get back to the point as Gavin Austin takes back the race lead.
like Stewart's car gets the same kind of momentum on exit as it does on the high side.
You said a car on the wall in the background. I couldn't tell who it was. It might have been Matthew Chastain. No, I think it might have been Michael Kruger in the 41. Indeed it was. Kruger got the outside wall on the exit at turn 4. That Wendy's 41 at least stands out pretty good with that bright blue color scheme. We're going to catch the wall again ahead of Enrique Cucalon. And now he's top 3 wide.
3 wide.
Delgado takes evasive action to miss the back of the 41 car. He was back up towards the high side. So the 72 Alan Hunt on the inside. There's Brian C. Smith, who's machine tonight.
Smith's trying to see if he can finding a good place to get by as he goes to the bottom, forces it 3 wide. Hold on to the nose there, buddy.
Trying to gather it up. Almost got an Alan Hunt. He keeps it together as here comes out the 5 car of William Martin to his outside. Martin conceding that position pretty quickly.
Let's be clear to the people at home, Dawson. We may have been caution-free so far, but not for lack of trying.
We've got a couple cars going around, a couple cars trying to bring out some yellows here, some incidents, but otherwise we have been clean and green elsewhere throughout this field. But definitely been some attempts to try and get a caution now, that's for sure. How about a couple cars racing here together? It's Jason Ford, Zach Probst, Bryson Bird all chasing behind. 5th place now, Brett Bennett.
Brett Bennett kind of took advantage of some of the drama we saw unfold and has slowly and quietly worked his way up to top 5. See if he can hold on to this here. He still has about 4 tenths to reach his Baffert.
And that's what I've been saying about Brett. You know, this is a track that he's really good at. It's really good for him. I don't know what it is about this racetrack, but this has been where he's found his most success, or at the very least, his closest to success he's been. I remember in 2022, I think it was the Juggernaut Racing League, the Mardon Juggernaut Racing League.
I was there with you.
He had a chance to win this race late. He kind of threw it away on his own, but he was leading this race late. It was on the strategy to win the race. Caution comes out, cost him the win. There was the BSR Truck Series at this track. It was my birthday in 2023, and I told Brett all I wanted was for him to win for me. And what does he do? He goes out there and loses in a photo finish to Michael Walls. No disrespect to Michael Walls. Michael Walls is a great racer, but he loses in a photo finish to Michael Walls. And it has just been a constant heartbreak stream for the 016, and they're just wanting to get that one lucky break. This is a track I feel like he's the best at. He'll always talk about the super speedways. He'll talk about his Daytonas and his Talladegas and how good he is there. But this track, this racetrack, is probably his best place to try and win a race. And since I've said all of this and I've hyped it up, he's going to wreck out in about 20 laps, and it's going to be into his race.
I was right there with you, buddy, for both of those finishes, and we were both having heart palpitations through that because we really thought that was going to be, both times we thought today's the day, and had the rug pulled out on him.
Yep. But that's the Brett Bennett special. Excited enough to think he's going to win, then pull the rug and find yourself on the outside of victory lane once again. But here's Bryson Bird making the move to the outside lane, the 53 car, and it's funny we talk about all this, and now we got to talk about this. Bryson Bird and Brett Bennett, they run a league together on Friday nights, I believe it is, and they just win 1-2 in that league. Bryson Bird winning, Brett Bennett in second, fittingly enough. So they're running together here, battling for a top 5 as they make their way around Kansas Speedway. Slide Job Racing League 130 here tonight. Up ahead, the race leader is Gavin Austin.
Our poor buddy Brett. He can't get a win, and he can't get a date. Just too many L's.
Well, you can add a third L for the L in wheelchair.
Yeah. You're right on that. 3 L's.
Zach Probst paddling Bryson Bird together here for 6th place. Jason behind them is Jason Ford. 92 car got up to about as high as 4th place before fading back here to 8th. And that's the thing, it's kind of seen it coming and going. Some drivers were able to kind of move to the front, fade back a little bit, move back to the front, fade back a little bit. Not really been straightforward. Good runs away. You know, we saw it with Gavin Austin dropping back to about 4th place before finally getting back to the race lead over Joaquin Stewart, who is our outside pole. Oh, Zach, no! Zach Probst saves it. The 62 machine hangs on to it for now. Can he keep a hold of it on the apron? It looks like he will. And that's the third incident now. That's the third incident now LaFort's been involved in. 3 different drivers he's made contact with so far this race. And somehow they've all held on to it and all kept it clean. Maybe some upset drivers.
With these comers and goers, Dawson, we've got to wonder, like, with the ones who are fading and the ones who are coming forward, is who's been taking care of those tires. We're now 26 laps into this opening run, so you're going to be starting to see the differential of who's been sliding the tires too much and who's been conserving their stuff.
I think the two that have been keeping it easy and rolling forward are the cars right behind this battle here. 8th place Jeffrey Armistead, 9th place Golly, just quietly running their laps, you know, not pushing too hard here in the early goings of this race. And there, at least for Armistead, he's got the fruit of his labors. He is up 6 spots from the drop of the green flag. Christian Delgado, the biggest mover right now, he's up to 11th place in the 03 machine, or at least battling with Enrique Kumar for that spot.
Look at the line that 92 runs. Regardless if he goes high or he goes low, he kind of diamonds the corner a little bit, and he really rolls very smoothly through the middle of the turn.
It's kind of like what you want to do with tunnel turn at Pocono. You want to diamond the corner. That's what LaForte does here through turns of Kansas. Kind of rolls it in, dives in, and then washes out, and then comes back down on exit. It's proven pretty good so far. You see Bennett sliding up a little bit, but LaForte's going to shove on the outside. He's going to clear back and take 5th place.
Yep, Bennett kind of lost the nose there a little bit. He was trying to drift up high to see if he could hold off the run, and his car didn't like that one bit.
You can see that's allowed Armistead and Golly to catch up to these 3. Golly might have caught the wall there just behind. It's also allowing Sam Ballard and Delgado to catch up.
You could tell Bird there earlier has been going back and forth when the 92 and the 06 are battling, because he knows there's guys coming up behind him, and he was hoping this sorts out so he can make it for himself.
That's the wrong camera. I wanted this camera. There we go. You can see this battle happening already. Bennett trying to the outside of Bryson Bird. He gets loose. Can he save it? Yes, he can.
Oh my goodness.
No, still.
No, keep it down.
He's good. He's good. We're good. We stay green. Another car slides. Okay. Another car struggles. Yusuf Ghali's in the wall here through turns 1 and 2. He's going to lose all of his positions now. He's going to drop back to about maybe 13th or 12th place. Making 11th is where he'll sit in the 54 behind Enrique Cucalan, Christian Delgado, Sam Ballard, and now Jeffrey Armistead finds himself in 7th.
Lord have mercy. So to my earlier point, right before Parker spun, where I was saying besides a graph, positional graph, Dawson, of a heart rate monitor graph, I think we need that for you and I.
Yeah. Would be a good addition to the main broadcast. We'll see if we can get that worked up. See if we can get that worked up here. So coming up now on lap number 32, Gavin Austin is still your race leader. He swapped some further positions with Joaquin Stewart at one point. He dropped back to about 4th place, got back up to the race lead, and now leads this field at lap number 32. We've got pit stops coming in about maybe at minimum 11 laps, I'd say, is when we might start seeing some drivers going on pit road for the first time tonight. We still got a long ways to go in this race, only just under 100 laps to go now. I would expect to see at least maybe 2 stops under green for this field. That's probably what we're looking at. Just a matter if we make it to the green flag stops. Is Cucalan a little loose up on the high side of Sam Ballard. And up front, a battle for 3rd place is underway. Baffert is closing in on Michael Sturgill. We've got 23
up. Get by him cleanly, and Sturgill's not really gonna fight the issue.
Well, Jeffrey Armistead, I think, caught the wall through 1 and 2 as well. So he drops a couple spots. Delgado and Golly ahead of him now.
Sure, there's quite a few guys here who are just, especially those who got wicked loose and saved it earlier, probably praying for the pit window to get here so they can put some fresh tires and make some adjustments.
Well, like Dylan Parker is back in 24th place right now after that contact with Jason LaForte earlier on in the running of this race. Drivers kind of just trying to get their laps turned, trying to get towards pit stops here soon. Ballard just up the corner a little bit there behind Armistead, but Delgado on the back bumper of Yusuf Gali for 7th place as they enter turn number 1.
Recovery for Gali after getting loose and clipping the wall just a little bit earlier. Just underscores just how much speed he's had this season. But we got a caution.
Caution is out back. Michael Kruger, Derek Newsom are around.
Oh!
Damage to the front of the 41, yeah. That'll bring us under the caution flag for the first time tonight on lap number 36. Take a look at the BRN replay and see what happened. Looks like coming off of turn 4, Kruger gets the wall and bit of netcode contact with Derek Newsom, and around they go.
Wasn't really touching him. The unfortunate, the netcode there.
See right here from this angle. Don't make full contact, but it assumes they're going to make contact. He had it safe for a second, but netcode said, we're going to take you and bring you together and send you around. So big damage to Kruger, big damage to Newsom through that one. So the first caution comes out at lap number 37. On the night tonight, we expect everybody to come down pit road.
Yeah, just outside the window. A lot of people wanting to make some adjustments. This is a good break for Dylan Parker and some of the guys who were running towards the back who had saved it after spinning and getting sideways.
Yeah, chance to get the pack stacked back up and try to get some more positions with stack ups there entering pit lane. So everybody coming down pit road. Good camera angle to go down pit road. Of course, I guess none of them are head-on shot of pit lane. Okay, what about TV5? There we go. We got a camera shot down pit lane there. So as everybody starts to make their pit stops, would expect, of course, 4 tires and fuel. No difference from anybody else here. If you take 2 tires, I think you're kind of crazy, but I wouldn't put it past anybody to maybe try something like that.
Too early to gamble on that.
And it's Gavin Austin with the race off pit road, Joaquin Stewart, Ben Baffert, Michael Sturgill, and Brett Bennett are your top 5. Don't see any penalties coming out of this off pit lane. Everybody is good to go as they roll off back onto the apron and then back to the racing surface. At lap number 38, we've got maybe making about 93 laps to go, if my math is correct. So, 1 pit stop for sure. You could maybe make it for just 1 pit stop.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting gamble if it does go green. They decide to do it that way. The max stretch of the fuel run is usually like 47 laps usually. And we'll see if some guys are going to potentially try to hold back a little bit and roll out on the throttle early, try and save some fuel.
So as we get ready to go back racing, it is Gavin Austin, Joaquin Stewart, the front row, Ben Bafford, Michael Sturgill, row number 2, then Brett Bennett, Yusuf Ghali, Christian Delgado, Jason LaForte, and the top 10 rounded out by Jeffrey Armistead and Enrique Cucalan as the field heads for the restart zone. Gavin Austin going to lead us back up through the gears. Green flag back in the air.
Great jump for the 6.
Clears out in front. Not a good restart by the 79. And the outside lane is now Ghali going to quickly try to send it 3 wide here if he can. On the outside. He'll catch the outside wall. Everybody kind of stacking up, and he'll gather it back up down the bottom lane.
Oh, I thought Ghali was about to force a gap that wasn't there for a sec.
Ghali tries the outside of Brett Bennett. We got a battle up here brewing. Top side working Jason LaForte and Enrique Cucalan working the top lane, trying to get some forward momentum as the battle for the lead hitting up. Ben Bafford is closing in on Gavin Austin for that.
Bafford started to come on late in that first run. Let's see if he has anything here for the 6.
Chasing down the 6, following in his line as he goes through 1 and 2. Ghali got by Bennett for 5th place. Just checking in on Dylan Parker. He's up. He's only in 23rd place. He's not really pushed yet, but I think he's starting to commit to pushing. He's that number 3 car, trying to send it 3 wide between Waterroll and Smith, and somehow he makes it stick.
Smith got the wall a little bit there too. It was squirrely for a sec.
So as Dylan tries to progress back forward, so does Yusuf Ghali, who's in 5th place, giving chase to the 90 of Michael Sturgill. Joaquin Stewart just up ahead as well in the 79 car. 3 wide down the front stretch. Jason Fort, William Martin, Enrique Cucalan. Cucalan working the top side. He'll get to 11.
Close that gap to the guys ahead of them. It's just outside the top 10. I think LaForte's going to run and go that easy.
Here comes LaForte side by side with Enrique. Cut to the inside and try to slide up for 11th place. Trying to clear the 22. Oh. He just barely does.
Oh, that was tight.
That is close.
Boy, Enrique cut him quite a lot. Enrique cut him some slack there.
It's still early in the race. No reason to not cut some slack like that. And aggressive move like that. But you know what? He gets it to him. LaForte holds onto the spot, drifting loose on the exit of the corner ahead of Cucalan. That time was catching up right here. Christian Delgado in 7th place. A great run going so far for that 03 machine. He's been on the march forward so far in this race. And he's looking for another one with Bennett up ahead. Behind him, Jeffrey Armistead, Bryson Bird, Sam Ballard, the top 10. Everybody chasing Gavin Austin. Ben Bafford in 2nd is falling back to almost a 16-second gap. For the race lead is now Armistead working to the outside of Delgado for 7th.
Looks like Jeffrey Armistead's finding something up here on the high line. He's getting a great run off the exit.
They're going to work for now. Picking up spots one at a time. He's up to 7th place. And that's usually the trend with Jeffrey Armistead in these races, in these leagues, is he starts off kind of a little slowish, start kind of getting going. But once the race starts going, once he starts getting laps and starts getting more time behind the wheel, it starts to click. It starts to kind of roll, and he starts to pick up spot after spot. He starts to put things together, and he starts to get that finishing product, which is a good finish. He's kind of like a Chris Buescher, if you will, in the style of racing he has, where he doesn't really start off flashy. He starts off kind of whatever, but then at the end of the race, you look and you're like, oh, well, damn, he's in the top 10. That's what Jeffrey Armisted's like. That was a good chase.
If it works out for him, he's hoping for a Zin and win today.
He'd love to join Zin and win as well.
Nice crossover move there with Brett Bennett. To complete the pass here. Crossover from Bennett. Can't quite clear him. Oh, a little too much there, Jeffrey.
Drop back.
Cost him a little bit.
Yeah, all the way back to 10th place now, where he was up to 6th place. Now Bennett takes the lead in this group.
Looks like Laforte's has dealt with Enrique Cucalon and is catching up to the back of this group.
William Martin as well got by the 22 machine. He's back to 13th place. Queen Stewart starting to gap Sturgill a little bit, and Gali is starting to lose a little bit of time to the 90 machine. It's going to make their way towards lap number 52 this next time by. Delgado chasing down Bryson Bird.
Bird still staying committed to that high line. So we also got a battle for 10th heating up between Jeffrey Armistead and Lafort.
Ahead, battle for third starting to brew. It's Joaquin Stewart holding Sturge, but Michael Sturgill is closing in. Yusuf Gali as well lurking in the background, and if Sturgill gets held up by Joaquin Stewart, I would not be shocked if that 54 can pounce for fourth and maybe even try to get third in a 2-for-1 special.
Gali's been very consistent during this second run, working his way forward very methodically. And as guys get into battles, he seems to be the one who's able to sneak up and take advantage.
Being very cautious with his car. He's not really. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this because I don't want to say anything and it come out wrong. He's been very good at being patient, taking what he can take, and not trying to overdrive at certain points. That's the thing I've noticed with Yusuf Gali recently. And that's what's made him so dangerous. What made him such a threat to win races now. And even then, too, you know, strategy is involved as well. But the other thing is, too, Yusuf Gali of a couple seasons ago, maybe 2 years ago, he'd be throwing it inside somebody no matter what. He'd be doing some crazy move. And he'd wind up either taking himself out, taking somebody else out, making somebody else mad. Who knows what. But Yusuf has seemed to at least progress those next couple steps. He's not driving over his head as much as he was. He's not driving crazy. He's not trying to make moves work that shouldn't work. He's taking what he can get when it comes to him. And that's what I think it makes a driver, such a threat. That's what we saw with Eden Fonseca Moreno a couple seasons ago. He started off where he was a little over his head at times. He made some dumb moves or just things that happened, didn't break his way. But he refined it, he honed it, and then he dominated. And it's no surprise to see. And I think the same is going to happen with this 54 camp this season. Cruise Auto Racing as a whole, I think it's going to happen with, the 54 has been good. The 23 showing speed again here today in second place. This team is going to be dangerous this season.
If I may use a driver comparison for the way that 54 is driving, it's kind of like a Matt Kenseth. Like, he's very quietly lurking just outside of contention during most of the race, and then right before you know it, he's pouncing, and he's there, factor for the win, right in your lap.
I can see it. I'm trying to run through my head. I'm like, really, Matt Kenseth? Like, I guess after comparison, I was gonna say more like a Ross Chastain nowadays, where he started off really kind of aggressive and kind of overdrove at times and got himself into some trouble, but now he's kind of calmed it down and honed it towards just putting together these races. I'd say it's more Ross than it is Kenseth.
Yeah, that's actually yeah. No, I think that is a better comparison.
Well, he's running fifth right now.
Now that I'm hearing it, it definitely is.
He's running fifth right now behind Michael Sturgill, and you see the gaps are really kind of spaced out for the most part. The closest battle on track right now, I think, is Jason Ford and William Martin battling side by side for the 10th place spot, coming up on lap number 60 this time by. These two duking it out for this top 10 right now as they run. Not yet at the halfway point of this race. Ford going to catch the outside wall here. Martin getting by. You see Ballard going to shoot by. That's 197 on the inside. Still about 20 laps away from what would be a pit stop. Only 23 laps since we went back green. It's 23 laps since they came down pit road. Holy crap, words are hard. Oh, Ballard, yawn out there in the corner.
Yo, yikes.
So LaForte will cut to the inside as well, battling here. At least they were for a second. Bryson Bird and Christian Delgado swapped spots. Delgado to 7th, Bird back to 8th, and now LaForte and Ballard side by side as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. LaForte takes the spot back. Does Ballard try back to the inside? No, he'll tuck back in line. In 12th place does the 97 as they make their way through turns 3 and 4.
Here comes the 40 coming up on them with a nice recovery after the early save.
Slide earlier, he puts himself now in 13th place, chasing the 97 to Sam Ballard. Just don't want to make the same mistake he made earlier. He gets right there on that quarter panel. I was like, oh, don't do it.
I don't need my blood pressure spiking again like that.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least. Move there. Oh, 97 lost the nose there.
Ballard with another slide behind the 40 car. But I want to take a moment. We're going to zoom in on this 40 car. I want to highlight it. Look at this paint scheme. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's a perfect car.
Look at Pokemon.
All the Pokemon you could think of are on this car. Every sprite you could think of is on this car. And then the roof. I love the roof being just all the Pokemon in the world. The yellow and blue 40 just pop. Of course, the 30th anniversary Pokemon logo on the hood. This is a great paint scheme. Shout out to the 40 car. What a paint scheme. Paint scheme of the night, I would say. In my very biased opinion.
I think it's safe to say, too, we know who's going to be first in line of the drivers in this field for the re-release of Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red versions on Switch 2 at the end of the week.
And also, too, our good buddy Oscar Enriquez will also be there. He'll very much be lined up, ready to go for it as well.
Oh, yeah. Looks like we got the battle for the lead is starting to close up quietly a little bit. Baffert has closed the gap. Had been earlier about 0.8 of a second at one point. It's come down to just under 0.4.
Yeah, Baffert is closing in. Austin is running slower lap times by just a 10th about every lap, but that 10th adds up every time because it's a 10th every lap. Suddenly, in 3 laps' time, you got the 23 breathing down your back bumper as they make their way to the line this time. We're over the halfway point of this race, halfway home here from Kansas Speedway. Gavin Austin has led the most laps thus far. Joaquin Stewart also been out front leading some laps, but Ben Baffert is lurking, and he is trying to pounce. Our second place finisher last week led the most laps, and right now is the only other Cruise Auto Racing driver without a win on the season. He blinks out, he'll blink back in.
It's the first time we've seen some major pressure for the 6 in a bit. Let's see what happens if he forces the 6 to kind of use up more of his stuff.
Another battle happening here for 6th place. Brett Bennett's got Bryson Bird, Jeffrey Armstead, and Christian Delgado start to close in for that battle. As well, Michael Sturgill closing in on Joaquin Stewart in the number 79. We're going to go back up to that battle for the lead for now. We'll try to cut back if anything happens in that battle for 6th place. Gavin Austin is your race leader. He was the pole sitter. But here comes a hard run for the 23. Great run off turn 4.
Yeah, it looked like the 6 also, for his part, was a little tight off 4. He wasn't really able to exit with the amount of speed he was wanting. So he kind of slides up a little bit.
Oh, look at the run to the inside! Baffert trying to shove the nose in.
Just letting him know, hey, I'm here. Oh, that's tight. Tight. We had smoke on the backstretch. I think Diego Acuna went for a slide. He's back to 24th place now. So he's faded back outside of the top 20 as the battle for the lead still ongoing. See later if we can get a replay of what happened to Acuna.
Battle for 3rd is on as well. Sturgill to the inside of Joaquin Stewart.
Good run offensive for Stewart.
Back in the background here, too. 3 wide almost there is Bryson Bird, Christian Delgado, Brett Bennett battling for position. Up front, Baffert takes the lead from Gavin Austin on lap 72.
Great run there for the 23. Starting to pull away just a little bit as well. About a car length gap on Austin.
As he starts to pull away, this is a 3 wide situation for 6th place.
This is a mess.
Delgado in the inside of Bird, who's inside of Bennett. Here comes the 5 of William Martin. The 14 of Jeffrey Armstead in the picture. Bennett a little bobble.
I got a bad feeling about this. I got a bad feeling about this.
The pit in my stomach grows seeing this here happen. 3 wide, still through 1 and 2. Bird drifting up. He'll gather it up. Now Bennett going to try to make the run on the outside of Delgado. And look at William Martin trying to cut Dyson Weave through this field.
Where did he come from?
Probably his parents, but he's up to 8th. Bennett Delgado side by side for 6th. Bennett holds third right now. Delgado with a run on the inside line, heading back for turn number 1.
Give Brett Bennett credit. He's done a pretty good job of holding on to 6th basically the entire way so far.
Little bobble, but he gets the run off the corner, and Delgado now finds himself in 7th with William Martin chasing him in the 5 car. Oh, Martin with a little bobble.
Oh. Easy, boys. Behave yourselves. You still got plenty of racing left.
Thus starting to settle there for 6th place. Really is a split second. Sturgill chasing Joaquin Stewart still And, of course, the battle for the lead, Gavin Austin still right there with Ben Baffert. Now Delgado to the inside of Brett Bennett. Can he slide up in front of the 06 machine? Bennett's going to have a very tight window here. Delgado slides up and clears for now. And now Martin side by side with Bennett. Side by side through 1 and 2. Here it goes. Joaquin Stewart and Michael Sturgill.
There's some guys pitting.
First pit stop, Tanner Bykowski in the 66. Come down pit road. I think this is about where the window is open to make it to the end of the race. So an early pit stop, might as well try it if you're far back in the field for the 66 car. As Sturgill just about cleared, couldn't get clear. Bennett struggling. There's the 40 of Acuna. He's already been down pit road.
He's
been down pit road. He's got some fresh tires, so he's going to look like Superman coming through this field.
Just shy of the window, too, when he had his little spin. So, honestly, that was probably a good move.
Sturgill gets by
that's
Stewart,
tight.
A little bump, but Sturgill clears for third, and now he takes off. So we approach lap 78 this time by, trying to do some quick calculations, give it 30, give it another 23, so 53 laps to go, so we're not at the window yet to make it. And it's going to be a close call, I would say. I think they're going to be able to make it. Of course, once we hit the window opening, I think this is the window was about, 43 to 47 laps is what our estimate is, based on what some of the drivers have been telling us. So if they can make it a little bit longer because of the caution that we had, where they came down pit road and topped off on fuel, I think we're going to be at a point where you can make it on one stop, but it's going to be close. It's going to be really close for some of the drivers to make it on just one stop.
Somebody's going to gamble it.
And if I have money on anybody gambling it, it's going to be this car right here, the number 06 of Brett Bennett. He's the kind of guy that would gamble and try something out. Maybe even Ben Baffert in the 23 our race leader. He's got a big gap over Gavin Austin, 0.7 of a second, and gaining. He very well could be in that position to try to gamble.
You know what's funny? Same year that Ricky Stenhouse won the Daytona 500, if you want to talk about parallels, Brett Bennett won the virtual Daytona 500. And I was sitting watching him stream it the entire 200 laps, and he had a misfortune that forced him to pit just outside the normal fuel window, and he just sat on the back on this draft, and it masterfully was fuel saving, and it worked out for him.
I don't doubt Brett to have a great strategy, but Dylan Parker and Jeffrey Armiston make contact. That could have very easily been a little more than it was. 50 laps to go now. I'd say window opens in about maybe the next 5 or so laps for these drivers. If they can make it the next 5 or so laps, it'll open to get them to the end of this race on fuel. It'll be close though. But Dylan Parker shooting by Jeffrey Armistead. Can he shoot by Bennett as well? He does. And he'll jump up to 8th place.
Definitely trying to stretch it out. They're definitely stretching the fuel out a little more to see. We had some other guys coming in pit, just trying to stretch it out a little more to see if they can get themselves in the window to make it. I don't know if they can get themselves in to be prepared for checkers, but if they make it within regulated distance, it's definitely doable.
Yeah, you're not really going to be able to plan for an overtime finish with this mileage the way we're sitting right now. You're pretty much resigned to where it's going to have to be under green, and if we get a caution late in the race, you pit and you go to an overtime like that. It's pretty much where it sits for these drivers, where everybody's going to go. But I'm just seeing this gap for the lead. It's grown extensively. It's over 1.5 seconds and still gaining time, I would say. I don't know if Austin is saving, if maybe Baffert has been pushing until he got out in clean air. Not sure which is which, but the gap is growing
I think
exponentially.
Definitely is cognizant of where things stand in terms of lap count and mileage, and I think he's backed it down. There's a whole bunch of, and you've seen the gaps even further down the field to Baffert have grown considerably as well. So he's not the only one who's doing it. You can see Smith is now on pit road.
as was Owen Chybinski in the 27.
Looks like Tyler Roddermollen was in the pits as well.
He had a penalty here on the road, I think. He had to serve a 40-second stop and go, so he's 3 laps down right now in that number 68 machine.
Caught in 4K.
Tyler Roddermollen wins. So Delgado is in 5th, getting by Yusuf Ghali now, and I'm shocked to see Ghali starting to fade back through this field. He drops back to 7th as Martin now gets by as well. How about this run by William Martin? As pit stop coming, race leader is on pit lane. Ben Baffert coming to pit road, and I see a field of cars following behind.
Yo, they're coming in hard on the brakes too. I hope nobody was caught speeding.
Oh, Dylan might have gotten in the back of Christian Delgado. As they all peel off down pit road, William Martin will take the race lead. Trying to do some quick math. It's going to be about 45 laps. There's William Martin. Too hot. He's going to slide. He's going to be speeding on pit road. Martin's race done there with a speeding penalty coming in too hot.
He got a little too ball steep there.
Other drivers coming. Bryson Burr, Jeffrey Armistead, Jason LaForte, Sam Ballard, Enrique Cucalon. Matt Chastain, Matt Steiner, Robert Lukens come this time as well. Next 5 cars, top 5 cars, last ones to go down pit road. Ghali was winning this time, as is Craig Bennett, as is Zach Probst, as is Wade Sparling actually staying out another lap. Alan Hunt, we'll see if 72 decides to come. He'll miss pit road. So Sparling stays out. Hunt misses pit road. Looked like I saw somebody rolling off of pit lane at that time. I think it might have been. Couldn't tell who it was, but Gavin Austin right now is chasing Baffert by about 2 seconds. Wade Sparling will come to pit road this time by. 72 slow on the apron. He's out of fuel, I believe, so he is limping to get to pit road.
He miscalculated just a little bit there.
Yeah, he's limping back around. He'll get to his pit stall, maybe.
That's going to cost him big time.
Ben Baffert comes out with a massive lead compared to what he had. He gains time on Gavin Austin. 2.1 seconds at lap number 89, coming into closing laps of this race. Sturgill is 3rd. Mikowski right now will cycle to 4th, but he'll start slipping through the running order because of these older tires. He pit 13 laps ago, so he made up a lot of time by pitting early, but of course fresh tires are going to start flying up to him and eating him alive. Like it's on the number 3 of Dylan Parker. He's already running a 32.5 compared to a 31.6 from the 3 car.
What happened to Stewart in the 79? He's still on the pits.
He has actually called it a race. Not sure what happened.
Well, he came in hot into the pits, did he? When he was making contact in the bumper, and he get caught speeding and decided that was that.
It's like he slid through his stall and then just stopped.
Yeah, it's shocking to me because he was consistently one of the top 5 fastest cars on track.
Right there, he misses his stall.
Did he lose connection?
I'm gonna fast forward just to see if anything happens. He just... Okay, I think he just parked it. I don't know. Okay. Alright. That's weird.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, that is.
I don't know if it was the
weird
connection issue. I don't know what it was, but Queen Stewart, he was running top 3. A heartbreak nonetheless to see that happen. He'll go out of this race right now, scored 25th place after leading some laps early here at Kansas. That was where
Besides Baffert, with Austin and Sturgill now being the main contenders behind him. It's now then over 5 second gap back to from third to fourth.
Yeah, there's big gaps right there through the field. And there's some other gaps that are close, of course. Bird catching Bykowski, Armistead right there as well, not too far behind. But a point to make is where we're at right now in terms of laps to go and where we're at in terms of fuel mileage. I was told it was about that 43 to 47 lap window is how long it would be to make it. I don't know if that's going to be true or not, because right now these drivers are trending towards 45 laps exactly, is how many laps they'll be out there on this fuel run. So if that's the case, they'll be making it right there at the end of the way, or they might be short. I guess we'll find out in due time. Battle for fifth. Gali has it. Delgado giving chase. Actually, Gali getting by Delgado, pardon me, for fifth place.
Decisively.
Brett Bennett finds himself in 10th place, just ahead of Jason Ford. He's got Zach Probst, Sam Ballard, and Ricky Google on behind him.
This looks like Baffert's going to be hitting some lap traffic here in a bit.
Got one car up ahead, that's the 40 of Acuna. And then there's a big gaggle of cars, Blaine Sparling, Brian Smith, I believe it's Matthew Chastain. They're making their way through the first quarter. William Martin, one of those cars as well, that's in that lap down right now because of the speeding penalty. Bykowski now in 9th place. Bennett gonna quickly try to go by him. I would not expect the 66 to make it to the end of this race on fuel. He'll have to hit one more time. See if he can just kind of hold on. These guys up, but he's not gonna be able to do so. Zach Probst is cut down to the inside lane to get by.
See Zach.
And now Ballard trying to charge the inside.
Yeah, some of those guys who short pit are definitely going to need caution. And that's basically what they're gambling on at this point.
Probst and Ballard battling for what is going to be a top 10 spot as of right now. Ballard trying the top side of the machine. Probst. There's Kukelan going by LaForte on the inside line. This battle, really the closest battle on track, is this group of 9th all the way back to 13th. With Bennett, Probst, Ballard, Fort and Kukelan lining the nail as they round their way through 3 and 4, hitting the line this time.
Brett Bennett's been doing what he does all race, making himself very hard to pass.
Like kidney stone, you know what that meant.
Yeah, let's not go there. Bad enough I got to have another couple removed later this year.
So Baffert crossing the line that time, putting us at lap number 100 underway. We got about 31 laps to go in this race. Benja just watching fuel mileage in case these drivers are going to be pushing it close. I don't think they will, but if they are, in the event that they are running close, that could be a deciding factor in this race for the field. Baffert is well out ahead of this one. There's 30 laps to go, is here now.
Zero pressure.
Oh yeah, 2.3 seconds, that's what he needs. And now last week he was running away with the win as well, but late in the race, a caution coming out with just about 13 laps to go. He comes down pit road, he takes 4 tires in fuel. The race winner came down and took 2 tires. That win was Youssef Ghali, who only led the last 11 laps of the race. He stole it from his teammate. Baffert just hoping they can stay green to the end. And looking to continue dominant.
He's been runner-up the last 2 races. He's got momentum.
He's had a great season. All of Cruise Auto Racing really has had great seasons up to this point. They have not stumbled really yet. I guess the most you could say they've had any kind of stumble is with Auto Club won by Alex Martinez over Baffert and Gali.
I'm in sweeping the top 4 in the points right now. So you are right. This has been one heck of a year for that team.
Yeah, they've had 2 drivers in the top 4 in all 4 races to start the season. And they're looking to do it again tonight. Gali is making headway on Dylan Parker right now for 4th place.
And it's definitely starting to prevail a bit on this group behind him. He started to make a bit of a gap, and they've strung out a bit behind him. It looks like, though, that S16 Probst might be trying to take his shot at them.
He definitely wants to if he can. If he can make the move and get up there, he wants to do it, but he's not going to force the issue. He's going to get there if he can get there. That's the most it's going to be out of the 62. The battle for 4th here, talked about it. Gali is starting to close up. He's within 0.6 of a second now and gaining time on our 4th place driver, Dylan Parker. Gali looking just keep this good season rolling on. Of course, the poor finish at Rockingham, the only downside he's had so far this season, that was only a 12th place run for this 54. Other than that, 2 wins and a 3rd. Not bad to start it off. If you can also get another top 5 as we begin season 16.
Definitely not bad at all. A great recovery for Parker after the wild ride and save we saw him do early in this one.
Probst down on the back bumper of Brett Bennett for 9th place as well. Couple battles on the racetrack, just keep eyes on and keep watching to see what happens. We're in the waning laps of this race here at Kansas. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say we've only had 1 caution thus far, but I'm going to say it because it's a statement of fact for now, and we'll see if it stands true later. So Ricky Kugel on the inside of Sam Ballard for 12th place. That's where Enrique Drift up hits 97 after I said there was no cautions. Very, very not clean race. We've had some incidents. We've had some bumps. We've had some spins. You see the move there by Ballard. He crossed back under
tight.
Enrique.
So Tyler Watermore has pulled it in and retired for the day.
Good.
Oh, Ballard loose. And playing with that throttle.
Gali's on board. He continues to chase Dylan Parker.
Slowly, methodically stalking him.
The best way to race a driver is to be in his mirror and make him think about you every turn.
Kuna on pit road. And Bykowski. Guys who said he couldn't make it.
Bykowski pits and gonna be the Lone Ranger on pit road now. We've got just 20 laps to go for Ben Baffert, who's still got a 2-second lead over Gavin Austin. Ben Baffert, 2 career wins to his name. Last time he found victory lane was 4 seasons ago at, guess where, Kansas Speedway. Last time he found victory lane here in the Slide Job Racing League. So how fitting would it be to come back here and to take home the checkered flag, especially after the run he's had to start this season, to be the second Cruise Auto Racing driver to break a dry spell like that, to finally finding victory lane once again.
Be a very fitting win. It would just help further underscore, like we were talking about earlier, the amount of momentum for this Cruise team that has been building up over the course of this entire season.
Coming around to now 16 laps to go when he hits the line. All he wants to see is no more yellow flags. That's all Baffert wants after last week. He doesn't want to see any more laundry being flown in this race. He wants to be able to just make it around and take the white flag and take the checkered flag that he still rightfully deserves after last week's race went the way it did. Dylan Parker still hanging tough in 4th place right now. Gali is kind of catching him, pulling back up to him, but not able to really get there in battle with him. Just kind of stuck there in 5th place.
And Austin's not really gaining anything from 2nd. I mean, that gap has stayed consistently at 2.3, 2.4, so Baffert really has no pressure out back.
Yeah, 2.7 and still gaining is Baffert for the lead. Obviously, I would assume they think they can make it to the end of this race on fuel, so not really going to be a concern there. But Baffert will hit the stripe. It's the BRN 15 to go, presented by 72 Diecast on eBay for all your used diecast needs, as well as now the official Lino retailer partnership that he has. So all your new and used diecast. Go 72 Diecast on eBay. You tell them that Dawson and BRN sent you. We don't have a deal yet. We're working on trying to get a deal. Don't worry. But Ben Baffert,
in your diecast collection habits, I wonder how many times you'd be using that code.
I mean, I've sold to him. I've bought from him, so you know, hey, no big deal. Dale's a great guy. Love Dale. But 14 laps to go. Baffert 2.5 seconds ahead of Gavin Austin in 2nd place. Field is very spaced out, very much just turning their laps that they can, doing what they can do. Looking in the background, I think Yusuf Gali is trying the higher side to get by Dylan Parker in the 3 car. He's trying to find something to see if he can make a move for 4th place.
Seems like he has trouble as soon as he gets real close to the back end of the 3. And the 3 is doing a pretty good job of forcing him to run on his terms. In that when he sees Gali making a move in any particular line, he takes that line away from him. And it works, and that forces him to reevaluate and possibly try to run a line that's outside his comfort zone of what he wants to run.
Pass for 10th place there was Zach Probst getting by Jason LaForte in the 92. Back behind him, Kukulon has got William Martin as well as Robert Lukens behind him.
See if Zach Probst can get separation, take another stab at Brett Bennett, who's about a second ahead of him.
I can pick up that second in about 12 laps, if he can. But Baffert hits the line, 11 laps to go in this race. He's going to catch some traffic here I think maybe before the end of this race, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. Just right now, the 12 of Matthew Chastain, as well as the 59 of Blaine Sparling, he'll catch. And that would be it if he catches them before the end of this race.
Gap still stable between Parker and Galley. Still sitting at about 3 to 4 tenths of a second, give or take.
Galley didn't swing that time, just barely. He's making some swings, trying something to see if he can't catch Dylan Parker for 4th place in the closing laps of this one. Mentioned fuel mileage, if it is an issue. They're at 36 laps since they pit with 9 to go, so they'll hit the checkered flag at 45 completed laps. I don't think they're going to have any problems in this race. We only had the one that did. That was Tanner Bykowski, who, of course, pit 10 laps earlier than the rest of the field. He had to come back down. Currently scored 21st place is the number 66 machine. Very much is getting spaced out from where they were. Scully is losing touch with Parker for 4th place. Lafort dropping ground as well, but here comes Enrique Cucalon for that 11th place position.
Enrique's really come on here late in this run. Seems he's probably just sitting back a little bit on that group, serving his tires, and now that we're down to single-digit laps to go, is going to try and see if he can make some moves here and get a couple extra positions before this is all set.
Zach Hopes has been kind of aggressive. He's under 10 seconds behind the number 6 machine. I don't know if he'll get there to him before the checkered flag falls. We'll see if he does. So the Fort running a lane higher than Kukal on that time through 3 and 4, pardon me. As they come off heading down the front stretch, can Kukal generate enough of a run to get there to the back of that too far in just 7 laps time. Baffert putting another second between himself and Gavin Austin. Austin is slowed up on the racetrack there. People on the back bunker of the Ford. Probst catching Bennett. Here comes Kukulon trying to get to the inside. He'll cut to the apron now as the battle for 11th place rages on with just 6 laps to go. Door to door entering turn number 1. Lafort to the outside wall. Kukulon going to drive by and take over 11th place from Jace Lafort. That battled way far back in 13.
Got tight.
5 laps to go, and Golly is way up against the outside wall, trying to get some runs to get to Dylan Parker. A little sideways there in the corner on the exit of turn 2. Took a big swing last lap. This time by, he's going to lose time. I don't think Golly's going to end up catching that number 3 machine. But Probst is catching Bennett 0.2 of a second behind him now. I think Golly might have caught the wall trying to catch Parker. He is dropping back another now 0.6 of a second and losing time as Probst is catching Bennett. Coming around this time by, 3 laps to go here from Kansas. It's a 4-second lead for the leader, number 23 of Ben Baffert. He led 111 laps last week at Richmond, walked away 2nd place. A late caution took him out of contention. He took pit stop, he took tires where some took 2, and it was Yusuf Ghali able to hang on with just 2 tires. But this week, Baffert is firmly in control, trying to get to that last lap, trying to get to the white flag. Side by side with the lap car, Matthew Chastain. He'll take it through 3 and 4. And we are going to be green to the end this time. White flag is going to fly. One more lap here at Kansas for Ben Baffert to try and take home his first win in 2 years.
It's a clinic of a performance.
April 14th of 2024 was the last time he found victory lane. It was here at Kansas Speedway. After a couple close runs, including a dominant performance that comes up 1 spot short last week, he finally breaks through once again and finds victory lane. Ben Baffert wins it at Kansas.
Dirt tracking it through the turn there to celebrate.
Sliding it through the corners. Now burning down on the front stretch. Cruz Auto Racing has now won 4 of the first 5 races this season. Amongst 3 of their 4 drivers. Dane Cruz, get good, dude.
You'll remember that.
Man, I hope he does. I hope he wins next week. If I'm gonna insult him. So as he continues to celebrate here, Kansas, take a look at your finishing results from tonight's race. Baffert takes home his first win in over almost 2 years over Gavin Austin. Started on the pole, led some laps early in this race. He'll come home with a good solid finish tonight. Michael Sturgill with a 3rd place run here in the 90 machine. Dylan Parker coming home in 4th, and Yusuf Ghali still continuing a streak of great finishes. 5th place for the 54. Delgado comes home in 6th. Bryson Bird will come home 7th tonight. Jeffrey Armistead, Brett Bennett, and Zach Probst round out the top 10.
Looking down here through the rest of the top 20, Enrique Cucalon finishing 11th, Jace Lafort finishing 12th, and Sam Ballard, last car on the lead lap, in 13th. And then the cars 1 lap down finish out the top 20, Matthew Chastain 14th, Blaine Sparling 15th, Brian C. Smith bringing it home 16th, Matt Steiner in 17th, Alan Hunt 18th, William Martin 19th, and Robert Lukens rounds out your top 20.
Tanner Bykowski tried a different strategy. He comes home 21st, 2 laps down. Diego Acuna, 3 laps down in 22nd. Then Chybinski, 4 laps down, and was, I believe, the last car running on track in 23rd. Watermolen, Stewart, Kruger, Newsom, and Wilson all DNF from tonight's race. Wilson did not start the rest of the field, wrecking out at some point in this race or having issues that led them to DNFing here tonight. So we'll dial up our top 3 finishers. I'm going to start by dialing up Mr. Michael Sturgill. He's having himself quite a good start to his career here in the Slide Job Racing League. Hey, Michael Sturgill, Austin Allen in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, it is your second start. It is your second podium finish in that number 90 machine. What was that race like for you behind the wheel of that 90 car?
Um, I just had to figure out how to save the tires. The first run I kind of cooked them, but after that, just figured out the line to run and try to keep them on the car as best I could, and yeah, ended up third.
Yeah, it's a third place run. You take your first two starts in this league, both of them come home as podium finishes. What is that like as this season rolls on? Whether it's part time or full time, even just running the season and having these two starts go your way and finishing top three.
Yeah, I'll have to look at points. I don't know if I can even fight for the championship, but it's good to have two podiums to start out with. I know next week we go to Darlington. I don't know if I'll be able to repeat that. It's probably one of my worst tracks, but we'll see what I can do, and hopefully there's still a chance at the championship. I don't know. I know Ben and Yusuf and them are pretty strong, so we'll see what I can do.
Well, all right, it's a third place run for you here tonight, Michael. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. What got it done for you?
Yeah, shout you guys out for putting on the broadcast. All the admins that put this thing on. Shady Designs, he always does my pants for me, and everyone watching.
Alrighty, that is Michael Sturgill. Back-to-back podium finishes for the 90 Machine in his first two starts. Congrats on third place run tonight, Michael.
Thank you.
And we will now see if we can get to Ben, who's going to catch up with our second place finisher, Gavin Austin.
Dial him up here. Hey, Gavin, it's Ben Smith and the guy and Dawson up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Congratulations on that runner-up finish. Not the ending you were hoping for, but take us through that race. You led it early, and then things kind of stabilized, and you still come home with a solid second place finish.
I felt really well. The car was really good. I think I mean, that first run before that first yellow. I don't know how many laps we made it. I couldn't tell you, but I felt good saving tires there. Took tires. I looked at my percentage and it was pretty good. So I thought I was doing pretty good, and then of course I was able to run a decent pace, and then I noticed Ben starts to catch me, and he was just on a whole nother pace. I honestly couldn't tell you how he was that quick. I was watching what he was doing. I was trying to recreate it, and I just couldn't. So props to him. He definitely found something I couldn't. So he ran a heck of a race. Was able to pass me. I tried to battle him for a bit there, maybe hold him off before the pit stops, but I just couldn't. And once he got around me, it was pretty much over.
Gavin, coming out of this, you're one of the biggest movers in the standings now. You gained 6 spots and jumped up to third in the standings before heading into Darlington. Do you feel like this gives you some good momentum heading into next week?
Yeah, I definitely feel very confident. I think I've raced pretty well in the decent races. A few mistakes done in there. Definitely at Atlanta, or not Atlanta Auto Club. Huge mistake there. What could have been. But I've had decent finishes. I think third in points, amazing. Haven't gotten a win this season, and that's the next goal to get a win and move up in points. But moving into Darlington, I'm feeling decent about it. Not as confident as I was moving tonight and the past few weeks. But I think I could maybe put a few laps of practice in, figure it out, and think we could manage a top five finish next week.
And before we let you go, Gavin, you got anybody you want to thank out there?
Yeah, I want to thank the team. I want to thank Christian Delgado, my teammate, and Diego Acuna. They're racing here with me. We're having fun, and gotta thank them. I gotta thank HVTV. Gotta thank RGR, Beam Team, um, Beam Stock Cars, CK Graphics, and yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you for the time, Gavin. Congratulations again on the runner-up finish.
No, thank you guys.
And with that, folks, I turn it down back to Dawson, who's in victory lane with our race winner.
And we'll catch up with our race winner tonight. It seems like it's a week later than we thought it would be talking to you, Ben, but you get to victory lane here tonight at Kansas. First things first, congrats on the win tonight.
Yeah, thank you, God. Should have been 2 in a row, but luckily we at least got one under our belt. Thought a caution was going to come out there late. Seems like the kind of thing that's been going on, but finally pulled the race all the way together. Hadn't have any cautions to throw anything into our plans, but had a great car. I feel like I saved tires pretty well. Gavin, we had a pretty good race, me and Gavin, but glad I got through the pit cycle and everything seemed to work out pretty good.
Absolutely, Ben. Well, I was kind of just poking through the stats and I found it pretty fitting how it has been just under 2 years since your last win here in the Slide Job Racing League. That was back in April of 2024. And you come here into Kansas, the place where your last victory was had, and you take home the checkered flag. Just what is that like? To snap the spell like that. To keep the season rolling with 3 straight top 3 finishes now, and just trying to look forward to the season as a whole with all the momentum on your side.
It's definitely a long time with the coming. Feel like I've had at least 3 or 4 get away from me, especially last season. Next gen, I wasn't too great, but had a couple get away from me there. But Xfinity car definitely suits my driving style better. So just going to try to roll momentum, try to knock off a couple more wins, and hopefully I won't have to worry about breaking a 2-year spell.
Absolutely, Ben. Well, it's a win tonight, and Cruise Auto Racing now for the last 5. What is the vibes of the team? You all have just been on a roll to start this season off. You all have had just all the races you've won, and then on top of that, the race you didn't win, that Alex Martinez won. You all still had 2 cars in the podium. Just what has it been like for that team as a whole to have this success rolling in here as season 16 gets underway?
Yeah, it's definitely nice going into every race knowing you have a buffer. We feel like we're front runners every single week, so we're going to roll that momentum. I think me and Yusuf are going to have a pretty good points battle for the rest of the season, as long as we can keep racing and no unfortunate stuff happens. But schedule looks really good up ahead. A lot of good tracks for us, so I think we're gonna roll on pretty good.
Well, alrighty, Ben Bafford. You get the checkered flag tonight. You break that dry spell of almost 2 years. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. What got it done for you?
Just the team. We're kind of bullshitting a little bit in the team channel, but we're just having fun, knocking off some wins, and we're gonna keep doing it.
Alrighty, Ben Bafford. He breaks that dry spell. The same place his last career win came, Kansas Speedway. Definitely a place he's pretty happy to come to all the time. Ben Bafford, your winner here at Kansas. Congrats on the win, Ben.
Thank you.
And so that will be it from Kansas. Ben, the other Ben that we have in the booth with me here, what were your thoughts closing this race out tonight?
Well, first I gotta say it's all about the Benjamins. I mean, yeah, me as a guest, and then you had the other Ben win the race. But on serious note, I thought for my thoughts of that race, fuel mileage wasn't really a factor because they stretched it in that second run, and things just kind of stabilized as they do at times on tracks like this. But also, one thing I noted was like the fact we only got out of this with 1 caution, despite multiple near misses. I think is a testament to how talented some of the sim drivers in this league are.
Absolutely. There was a lot of guys that were able to kind of hold things together, and only 1 caution tonight was really nice. I think a really nice flow of the race to really only have that 1 caution coming out. We had the green flag stops at one point. Just overall, it was a prototypical Kansas race. I think is the best way to put it. It felt like the kind of race, where like the one guy who was the best car is going to get away and win the race. The guy who has the best run is going to get ahead and win the race. Is what it is. It happens. But it was still really fun throughout. A lot of battling, a lot of position swapping throughout the end of the race still, further back in the pack. It was a lot of fun. I had fun here tonight. And we end with a pretty good, we didn't have anything too crazy happen. So no late yellows, no drama, no nothing. We get it done all the way to the end. But tomorrow night, we'll see how that goes. It is the NASCAR Sensei Cup Series Race 3 of the 5-race chase. They're heading to Talladega. Get ready for some action tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on BRN. It is going to go down as the championship battle starts to close in. We start to see who the pretenders and who the contenders are for this title, and they have to make it through the one last wild card before the end of the season. Talladega Superspeedway looms ahead for those drivers tomorrow night here on BRN. Then, of course, Thursday night, it is the crowning of 3 champions champions for the SoFa Racing League as they head to Charlotte to close things off in the Queen City. It is championship night, Thursday night here on BRN at 9 p.m. Eastern. We hope to see you all there as we'll crown 3 champions for the SoFa Racing League. And then, of course, Monday nights, we go racing in the Fast Track Cup Series. It follows along with the NASCAR Cup schedule, so it's pretty easy to follow. If you know where they're racing in real life, you know where they're racing on Monday night. This upcoming week should be COTA, unless they've changed it, because it seemed like they were talking about changing it. I hope they didn't change it, and I hope I'm not jinxing it, but I haven't seen anything about them changing it. COTA is what should be Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on BRN. And then, of course, next Tuesday night, Darlington Raceway lies in wait. The Lady in Black looks to dance with the teams and drivers of the Slide Job Racing League. Next Tuesday night, we'll see who's able to take control and win her heart and take home the checkered flag at Darlington. I want to thank you as always for tuning in and watching. I want to thank you to the drivers for coming out and racing with us. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a show to put on for you. Thank you to Ben Smith for joining me in the booth, and for everybody else at BRN who helps put on the shows for us here. This is Dawson Allen signing off saying so long, have a great rest of your night, and congratulations, Ben Bafford, your winner here at Kansas. Take care, everybody.